Yeah, I can't say enough about how proud I am of the group. It was a difficult week with regard to the travel, with regard to when we got home and when we trained, and the physical aspects that go into this. But so proud tonight, extremely thankful, as I said, earlier this week in the press conference, for our ownership group and the support that we had to get back when we got back. And then when you look at tonight, you could probably argue we needed a little bit more quality in the final third. But man, am I extremely proud of the effort, the mentality, the fight, the passion, everything that we talk about. And then there was a lot of quality as well with the ball, some good football. And I can't say enough about this group. Tonight, really, really proud.
The record you guys have assembled at home to this year, I don't know if that from the top of my head, but it's big to have not lost here. I know you put some renewed emphasis on that, but also to just get to come back and play in a larger field, play your soccer. How nice was it to just be here tonight for this game?
Yeah, it was great. Listen, when we go away to some of these venues, including Seattle on Wednesday, it becomes less about football and it becomes more about a fight because it's 70 yards wide, it's turf, and that's not an excuse because I expect our boys to go and claw and fight or whatever the game calls for, do. But to be able to be back home on a grass field, as with the width that we have here, it allows us to play the game the way we want to play. Then when you're able to play the football, but also add the mentality in the fight, you can see the quality that this group has. And um, when you look at a few individual performances, when you look at Davila, he ran 17K on Wednesday to put another 90-minute shift in is pretty amazing. But it says a lot about the group and the quality that we have and their ability to recover.
Danny, to respond the way you guys did, and as this group did as a whole from Seattle, to put up a three spot there and a clean sheet as well. I mean, what does that say about this team's resilience and the way to respond to adversity?
Yeah, I think that's the best way to put it. We talk about making sure that we respond anytime the result doesn't go the way that we want it to. And, this group was gutted with the way that game ended on Wednesday, but we went in the locker room. It was all positive in the locker room for me because I felt we outplayed the opponent and we lost the game. That happens. But I wanted them to respond tonight, and they did. And, I know I've said it 4 times already, but the genuine feeling for me tonight is I'm proud because it's not easy to do what these guys just did. Travel 2,500 miles, leave at midnight, get in at 6 a.m., 7 a.m., come to training at 5 p.m., do it again the next day. There's a lot to be proud of, and again, the support tonight was incredible, and we're gonna talk a ton about no complacency. About we have another tough opponent next week. Get their legs right over the next couple of days, and then back after it.
Using this as momentum. I mean, how important is it to have a win like this to kind of carry this thing down the stretch here?
Yeah, it's huge. I think, again, anytime adversity is hit with this group, they've responded. We need to take the momentum into next week, train as hard as we have been every single day, and know that similar to what we were just talking about, we're going to a place next week that is a tight field and it's going to be a bit of a battle. No question.
You look at your tactics, and Wilson Harris has said your praises on that. Just watching that play out the way that it has it been working in your eyes accordingly? Because it sure seems like from our perspective it has.
Yeah, I think there are times. Let me back up. Really proud of my staff because the preparation for this game was fantastic, and then the execution from the players. Simon Bird did an excellent job in presenting what Orange County was going to look like, and it was that to the T. Then the players went out and executed the game plan to the T, and it doesn't always happen that way. We talk a ton about making sure that we problem solve because a team can come out and look completely different, but we have a group that's able to adapt. We have a group that's able to stay front foot, and that puts us in a position here at home to be able to continue to make this place a fortress. And I feel up to this point, we've done that, but we can't get complacent. We have to keep going.
Just to be the aggressors, because it seemed like throughout the entire game you guys were the aggressors. How crucial is that for this team to kind of have that physical tool and to have ultimately kind of the edge from start to finish there?
Yeah, I felt that we managed the territory really well in the first half. The game was played in their half. Damien has to make a big save in transition, and he does that, and that's the risk against that team. They're dangerous in transition, and we knew that. But I felt again that the players were front foot. Despite the travel, despite the game on Wednesday, and the last thing I said to them before we walked out of the locker room for the game was, "We are not a group that makes excuses. The best are the ones that go out, no matter the field, no matter the travel, no matter the heat, the cold. It doesn't matter. You execute, and that's what they did tonight."
What was placed a lot of emphasis on the defensive side of things. You went up against one of the better teams in the league, and although they kind of started to create a few opportunities, the team did very well kind of isolate.
Yeah.
Talk to me about the organization and the guys' performance in that.
Yeah, I think they've up to this point. I think they've only had 6 goals scored against them. And tonight we were able to put 3 in the back of the net, and I think, to be fair, we probably should have had a few more if we had a little bit more quality in the final third. But in the 85th minute, I was screaming at the group about the 0 because I know I've made it clear to you. They certainly know it. I care just as much about that 0 as I do any number on our side. And I didn't care that it was 3-0. I was wanting to keep them, in their head that 0 is important. And I don't really have to do that now because they know it. They know it.
Sleep tomorrow?
Huh?
Can you sleep tomorrow?
No. Happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there. I'm going to be with my son so that she can sleep. It's the right thing to do. So, thanks.
Appreciate you, man. Thank you.